Hey folks, this video is me bitching about ticket sales, so if you think scalpers are great, probably not the video for you. If you think Friday was a train wreck that could have easily been avoided, then we're already on the same page, you don't need to stick around either. Instead, I would encourage everybody to go to my next video, which is a twice custom merch unboxing, which I am very excited about. So I do have tickets I will get to see twice, which is very exciting. However, that excitement is muted or marred or something by what was easily the least pleasant consumer experience I've ever had. I think this will sound familiar to most of you. I was trying to get tickets to New York, Texas, and LA. I logged in well ahead of time, watched the countdown clock, entered the waiting room, and then the queue to find out I was behind a potentially infinite number of people. Ticketmaster, the 2,000 plus thing, if we're behind 5,000 people, tell us that. If we're behind 15,000 people, tell us that. I don't know if the vagueness of 2,000 plus is supposed to be reassuring or letting us down easy, but it's not working for me. So I'm waiting in the queue and I get the limited supply notice, then the extremely limited supply notice, and then I finally get in. For New York and Texas, there were still seats available and I would have bought them if I could have, except I was in there with thousands of you guys and who knows how many other scalpers and ticket flippers. So we're all trying to grab and check out with the same seats at the same time, which kicks us back with an error. And we're just rolling around in this dog pile while the seat numbers slowly do diminish as people are miraculously somehow able to check out. So you can either ride that out to the sad bitter end or rage quit. LA was either worse or better depending on your perspective. By the time I got in at LA, there were no regularly priced seats left, just 5 pairs of the dynamically priced platinum seats, and you can either take them or leave them. And I left them. So that's 4 hours of my life that I'm never getting back and didn't have anything to show for it. I was actually working with a couple of once internet friends, one of whom had a similar experience to mine. She got totally shut out. The other had a little bit of success. He was able to get a VIP ticket to Atlanta. Atlanta is the highest capacity of the venues, almost 5,000 seats more than Texas. And it doesn't have the population density that you have to worry about with a lot of the other shows. And it went on sale at the same time in New York. So if you're looking for a more favorable supply to demand ratio, Atlanta would be the way to go. He was even able to get 2 nosebleed tickets to New York, which I'm still super excited and grateful for. But on the whole, pretty rough evening. So why should JYP care that I had a grumpy time trying to buy tickets? Well, because money is why they should care. They left a ton of money on the table. Obviously, onces are willing to pay for tickets. It's just in this case, we paid the scalpers and the resale sites instead of most of the money going to Ticketmaster, JYP, and by extension, the artists. If JYP had been interested in selling more directly to the consumers, they would have made more money. We would have saved money. It's a classic win-win scenario. But it's not just ticket revenue they missed out on. There are also short-term revenue consequences when you let your consumers get pillaged by scalpers. So the extent that we paid more than we were expecting to for tickets, we now have, in the near term anyway, less disposable income to spend on other things like tour merch or season's greetings or albums for the next comeback, whatever. And there can be longer-term revenue consequences as well. If I have a really unpleasant consumer experience, which I did, it can raise some uncomfortable questions like, do I care too much about K-pop? Do I spend too much money on K-pop? And of course, the answer to both of those is yes. We already know that. Don't draw attention to it. What's wrong with you? We can dig a little deeper and start thinking about how the main product in K-pop isn't even the music or the videos. It's really the idols themselves, or more specifically, the parasocial relationship between the fans and the idols. And everything else is either content or merch. And content is obviously important. That's what builds and sustains the parasocial relationship between the fans and the idols. So by and large, content is free. There are some exceptions. Concerts, for example, are clearly paywalled content. Social media stuff like Bubble, again. And then more personal experiences like fan meets, fan signs, and fan calls are paywall to the extent that you have to buy significant amounts of merch in albums to have a realistic shot of getting into those. And the albums are interesting, right? Because that was the whole point of the recording industry originally, was to make and sell recordings. That was the product. But things change, and certainly the bottom dropped out with the internet and file sharing. The companies caught up and made downloads cheap enough and easy enough that most people wouldn't even bother stealing the stuff these days. And now we've moved on to streaming services where everybody either listens for free with commercials or pays a small fee and has access to whatever they want. So K-pop figured out pretty early on that you have to give people other reasons for buying these albums, since the music is available for free or very cheap lots of other places. So we get photo books and photo cards and other inclusions and slipcases and fancy packaging. And they've turned the album, instead of being the main product, it's now just, it's a collectible, it's merch. It's how you show your support for your idol. And the industry still measures success and popularity by album sales. But other than that sort of archaic relic of the original recording industry, the album is not particularly different from any other merch, a regular photo book or a picket sign or whatever else. So the parasocial relationship is the product. The content is how you get people into that relationship and keep them there. Otherwise, they'll wander off to some other company's idols. And all the everything else, the merch, is how you monetize the parasocial relationship and make your shareholders happy. And anything else that comes along and disrupts that ecosystem will impact your profits, and that will make your investors unhappy. So that's why JYP should care about things like train wreck ticket sales and really anything else that makes people think about K-pop or their motives too closely. So how could this have gone better? Well, the last time I bought tickets to a large stadium concert was for Taylor Swift's Reputation tour, and she or her people worked with Ticketmaster to set up a verified fan program. You register an account, you linked it with your Ticketmaster account, and then you earned fan points from stuff. So like album purchases came with a code so you could get credit for that album purchase. You got credit for social media stuff. And there were daily activities like video views, interviews, behind the scenes stuff. And over the course of the program, you accumulated your points. At the end of the program, you chose the 2 concerts you were most interested in getting tickets to. They sort everybody by preference and then rank you by the number of points you accumulated. And then they assigned you a purchase window. So you log in for your ticket window. They let you in. You're not in a free-for-all with thousands of other people. And you have time to look around at what's available. Click on some different things, see how much they cost. I chose first row grandstand just off the left side B stage. Here's a picture of what the B stage looked like before the concert started. The view of the main stage was fine. The picture here is an old phone with a not great camera. It looked better in person. And then when she got to the B stage, she was right there, like 30 feet away, unobstructed. It was great. The concert overall was great. I was very happy with my seats. I had paid face value for them. And so the entire experience hadn't been screwed up by craziness or frustration or scalpers or any of that other nonsense. I could just enjoy it, which would be nice, right? So album purchases, social media engagement, and video views. Why does that sound familiar, I wonder? I don't know, maybe because it's every day in the life of a K-pop stan. And that could be part of the problem. JYP may not feel a need to incentivize that behavior since we're already doing it for free anyway. But it seems to me the verified fan program and K-pop were sort of made for each other. But let's just assume that somehow magically that's not possible. It couldn't possibly work. If only there was some way that JYP could identify and communicate directly with people who like their groups. Oh wait, that's already a thing too. We have official registered onces who paid money for some souvenirs and a shiny plastic card to say that they're a once. And in Korea, the candy onces do get priority access to events and concerts. I was really surprised the Atlanta, New York tickets once internet friend, who is an official registered once, told me that he didn't get any kind of pre-sale or priority access to either Twice Lights or this tour, which is just cuckoo bananas, if you ask me. So if we absolutely cannot have a verified fan program, can we at least open 4th generation recruitment and have pre-sale access for onces? Is that a lot to ask? It doesn't sound like too much to ask a company for the privilege of sending money to them. You'd think they'd be into that. And, you know, the verified fan program, like, nobody's expecting that for free either. It's either going to be higher Ticketmaster fees or face value tickets or both. But that's fine. Like, again, our interests are aligned here. We don't particularly mind if Ticketmaster and JYP are making more money if we're getting the benefit of having an easier ticket buying experience and not having to go to scalpers or pay scalper prices. So next time, please help us have a better fan experience and help yourself make more money. Hey guys, me from later. I finished recording this video and then the unboxing video, and then I was farting around online, and what do you know? They added 2 new shows. So we've got one each extra in LA and New York, which is great. Of course, we still have the same broken ticket system, so I don't expect this Friday will be any different than last Friday. But, we'll all get another chance, no matter how small, at getting face value tickets. That's good. In the end, however messy the ticketing is, more onces will get to see twice, and that is exciting. Also, doubling the seats for those 2 venues should do something to tamp down the resale market a little bit, which is also not bad. So, all of my prior criticisms and suggestions still stand. JYP, you can expect my consultant's bill in the mail. Please pay it promptly. I have scalpers I need to pay. So that's it for now. Do join me over in the unboxing video. I wish I could say there's less talky, but it's my channel and it's a video with me in it. So there's only so much I can do, you guys. There are more pictures of idols in it. That's a selling point. Yeah. Okay. So please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys there.